Do you want me to control comments?
No.
It's live.
Oh.
It's live.
So there it is.
You guys have nothing to drink.
I know.
You have to have something.
I know.
We'll get something later.
No.
All right. Yeah, we'll take it neat. There we go.
Kevin, I can go get you some Diet Coke.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
You give me a Diet Coke?
It's all right.
No.
No, I was kidding.
Oh.
All right, here we go. I need to put my things on.
There's nobody watching.
Oh, there will be.
Not even Michael? I
Oh,
told him
Jesus.
so.
Ooh, that's a heavy pour. There will be? Okay. All right. All right. Wait. Okay.
11 people.
Yeah, they're coming.
I
We
know.
haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Okay. All right, we'll get you set up like that. You're good.
Am I good?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just like a fist. Fist right up.
Like this?
No, you're fine. You're
Okay.
fine. All right. Welcome back, everybody. People are starting to fill in here.
11 people.
11 people are starting to fill in. We didn't really announce this.
Yeah.
We try to, do it like wild card sometimes and not
30
say-
people.
Yeah, they're come. We haven't done this in a while.
Yeah.
All right. So first, before we get started, we got a few guests here. I guess you guys have both been on this podcast
Yes.
before. So we have Andy's wife, and we have our sister on the podcast joining us. Our sister's in town from Reno. And quite frankly, we were going to discuss some things Britney Spears and Brian Laundrie related. So we thought...
we might have found him.
We thought...
We think we
he's
found
actually
him.
in the basement right now.
We've watched lots of TikToks.
But I guess my sister brought up a good point. If you have any questions for her about either Andy or I, you may or may not be hearing a baby off in the screen.
It's a
I will say, first time we've had an infant in the studio, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's not mine. Don't look at me.
It's not mine. All right. So welcome, everybody. We've taken a few weeks off. I think the last time we did this 4 weeks ago. And we will be back next week to debrief the whole out west Yosemite stuff. We're not going to talk about that today, but there's been a lot of things happening in the news lately that I do want to discuss. Well, what did happen with Britney Spears?
Let me tell you what happened.
What happened?
The father, what's his name? Jamie? No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jamie.
Lynn.
No, Jamie Lynn's her sister.
Yeah,
But
Jamie
it's
Lynn's the
Jamie.
trashy
Jamie.
sister.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jamie. He petitioned to remove the conservatorship, and it ended up happening. Now, here's the funny part. So it's done. Yay, free Britney. It's over. All that stuff.
I
And
didn't think it was over, though.
Yeah, it's over. And so the hilarious part is now so she's done, and then she starts posting racy pics of herself online.
Yeah.
I did see the racy
But
pics.
let me tell you, all
I
these
should pull those
all
up.
these
we get demonetized.
Yeah.
And she's engaged.
Yeah.
I thought she was married.
All these stupid like celebrity gossipers are now like, oh, look how crazy she's going, when they were all like gung ho on Free Britney. And here's my response to that. There's nobody else out there that posts racy pics of themselves online.
Yeah, I
that
know you're
are not-
making a joke, right?
Yeah.
Hey, she at least puts the little star things on her nipples.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know?
surprised that Instagram hasn't pulled her stuff down though. Because,
Why?
She has the
because
star
some
Have you
things on
seen
the
some of the
nipples.
people on Instagram?
But some people put up like a picture of their baby gets pulled down because it's like a naked baby.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Should we see
These
if
were pretty
no.
racy.
You should read
They were
her-
very racy.
Yeah, but have you seen Instagram?
I thought as long as you put the little starburst things over the nipples, you could do whatever you want.
I guess where I'm going with this is that everybody's making a big deal about like she's posting racy pictures, and it's like so does everybody else.
Yeah, but you should read her latest. Did you read her latest post?
I
No,
get
she's
that
crazy.
I get that
she
she's
is nuts.
Yeah.
but she doesn't need to be in a conservatorship. There's a lot of nuts
So
people
is
out
it-
there.
Now,
Is it
now they're
over?
going to try to free Amanda Bynes from her conservatorship, which
Amanda
she
Bynes is
really
in
needs one.
Yeah.
She needs one.
Kevin
Yes.
and I watched was it the two of us watched Britney?
No, I went to bed. I watched the QAnon documentary.
I heard.
Oh, that's a whole other can of worms. We're gonna get there.
Did you watch the Joe Rogan with the guy who created that documentary?
Yes, I did, but I watched that before. We are way too early in the podcast to get to QAnon. I didn't realize Amanda Bynes was in one of these.
I didn't either.
Yeah, she has been for a couple of years now.
Is she nuts?
And she's bad.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, she was just doing some really crazy things. She tweeted some stuff, and then she was smoking a lot of weed. And
So
then,
she tweeted and smoked weed?
no, there's more to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think she was in harm for her own life.
Okay.
And if you look at her now, she doesn't even look like herself.
Is she posting racy pictures?
I don't follow
Ah,
her.
where are all these people posting these? That's so bad.
She
Like,
got a
what
tattoo on her
website?
face. Like, this is Amanda Bynes, who was...
She was like a child star,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well, so in the documentary, when they talk to one of the
I
lawyers.
like how good the microphones are. It will pick up any sound.
Yeah, he's not even that loud.
I know this. These are $600 microphones.
So the lawyer said that usually this was at the part in the documentary where they were discussing kind of what her life was like at when they brought the conservatorship
Okay,
up.
explain.
So she had several men in her lives, one of which was associated with the paparazzi.
That's right.
That's
That's right.
they felt, well, apparently you get a conservatorship in place if they feel like someone is going to take advantage of someone's money.
But isn't that
Well,
what
she
they
That's
had
what
do?
they
that-
did to Britney.
She
With
had
the
that one guy
conservatorship?
that was managing her. That
Yes.
they Adnan or
Yes. Yes.
Adnan Syed?
No,
That's a guy. That's
from
the guy
a
from
podcast.
Serial.
Yeah. No, but they said, so usually these are put in place when there is a fear that someone is going to make bad decisions and someone else is going to take advantage of them financially. So they felt these men were going to take advantage of Brittany financially. So her father
So
and
the
these
other men
lawyers
decided to take advantage of her
Exactly.
financially, but do it legally.
But so the documentary actually is interviewing those two men about what her life was like at that point, and they have a totally different view of what life was like at that point, and they were not trying to steal her money. And
But of course they weren't.
of course not.
It's true.
But instead,
The
she ended up
lawyers
working.
and the dad stole her money instead.
Yeah, she ended up working like 10 to 12 hours a day. I'm assuming this was like her Vegas show
Yeah.
and her tour. And oh gosh, they said how much money she got.
She makes a lot of money.
No, she didn't.
But she brought in a lot of money.
She brought in-
She did not make a lot of
Correct.
money. Yeah, he told
She
me
was
it
on a
was something
stipend.
ridiculous.
No, she was allowed.
It was very small
Wasn't
amount.
No.
she forced to work like 10-hour days?
No.
and-
She stopped working, but with all of her bills paid and everything, she was given a stipend, I think, of $5,000 a month.
Really?
Right, she
Yeah.
she
It was
refused
I want to say
to-
$1,100 a week.
She
Yeah.
refused to work.
Eventually,
I wouldn't
she
work
did.
if I knew all my money was going to
Yeah.
some other people.
Of course, I had to Google. So the show does not get into her children at all.
She has kids. Oh, that's right.
The two boys with
Well,
Kevin
the
Federline.
Federline.
There's
on
something
K-Fed.
weird going on there. One of them like tweeted something about her dad, and I think they're feuding with Jamie, and then it's yeah.
Are we done with Britney now?
Yeah.
Do you want to go on to Brian Laundrie?
Case closed.
Yeah, we can go on to Brian Laundrie. Then
Was there
after
some-
this, we need to talk about Theranos.
Oh, Andy's all charged up.
I'm
Andy's
in.
just-
That's come up back up
They're in trial right now.
Yeah, they
Oh,
are.
are?
Elizabeth Holmes is.
Hold on.
with her black turtleneck.
Hold on. I want to get to the Brian Landry thing because I only vaguely know how it started. I know where it's at now.
Are you talking about Brian Landry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Here's all I know. There was these van life YouTubers, Gabby Petito, and we should be pulling up their channel right now.
I think it was just her. I don't think he was.
he was in it though. Surely he was in
I
it.
think it was her channel. Though.
Well, he didn't think it was going to go anywhere.
So he killed her?
I think it's what people were saying is he was
Nah, he didn't kill her because of the YouTube channel.
No.
Ah, you're not getting enough subs.
no, but he was like patronizing her and like telling her, you know, why are you doing this? It's,
So here's all I know.
Alex, this is gonna.
Okay.
Just put him on the table.
No. No.
So I don't know how it started. They were like traveling the country together.
For the summer, they were doing it out west. So I believe that they.
I'm assuming everybody
It wasn't
knows what
it-
we're talking about
yeah,
right now.
Okay, it wasn't. I don't believe it was like a full time van life. I believe it was like a summer road trip for weeks at a time. They were going out west and doing all this stuff. So, both,
When did that start relative to the death?
I think?
June?
I think it was June.
Late June?
Yeah.
So they were out west for like 3 months. June, July, August.
I think so. I
When
could
did
be
she
good.
die? When did she die? Let's
August.
get our timeline
Like
set.
August 25th.
Yeah, towards the end of August.
And they found her dead in Grand Tetons.
Do you know how they?
Correct.
Do you know how they found her body?
I don't.
Social media or a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? What? No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. We're live. All right. Shut the door. We got enough distractions going on in here.
We're saying yes.
I was saying yes.
No,
Hey.
it's this. Whatever. This should have been figured out before this. All right, we're set.
Get her back down
Yeah,
here.
we've set. When that door shuts and the live button's on, nobody comes in. All right. So, how did they find her body?
So, okay, let me talk to you about some of the controversy about this whole thing and how it made like such a huge media headwind. And so a bunch of people are upset because there's not enough focus on people who are missing, and then suddenly she gets all this media coverage. But the counter argument to that is that the community, like the TikTok and YouTube community, like came to the rescue. And so
How does this have to do with finding her body?
I'll get there.
Okay.
Because it was a YouTuber that
That found her?
had video footage
They
Of the-
re-reviewed their footage.
of the van of Landry's van leaving an area in the Tetons, and that YouTuber turned that footage over, and then the authorities came in and eventually searched the area and found her
But
body.
this was like footage from her YouTube channel. So some
I
guy.
think it's a family.
No, it was like
No,
a
a separate
YouTube
channel.
channel.
Yeah, I'm saying. But
Yeah.
I'm saying somebody was watching their.
Well, they were filming.
Oh.
They happened to be filming.
Okay.
Like,
But they
okay.
re-reviewed
I
the-
realized
They
that.
were driving and they
didn't
happened to be
realize that.
filming.
Yeah. They re-reviewed their footage and they were like, "Hey, I think that might be that van."
Yeah.
Okay, so they were like filming a YouTube video,
Yeah.
and then they were like
And the
editing
van
footage.
just happened to be in the footage.
I see. Okay,
And-
I didn't
but
realize
then
this.
they remembered being at the campground with him, and he was by himself
she wasn't. Oh, so this was like
With
after-
her van.
with her
after
van.
He killed her.
Yes.
I mean, like he killed her, right?
yes.
I mean, that's
yeah.
Well, it was deemed a homicide.
Yeah.
So.
And
Well,
and they also talked about how he was there by himself, and they offered, like, they were sitting around their campfire and asked him to come over, and apparently he was like,
I'm good.
yeah.
I mean, he's super sketch.
The whole thing is weird, and that we're not even get into the fact that like I remember they got stopped by the highway patrol, and like they both had like beaten the shit out of each other.
Well,
no. I
I
think it
don't
was
think
one
that's
way.
going to go well for the
No,
patrol.
here's the crazy thing too.
Yeah,
is
right.
There was like actual evidence of like physical violence, and the cop just told Brian to stay in a hotel that night, and then she stayed in the van.
So that's the thing I saw, and then everyone was like talking about how this cop just like sent this girl to her death.
Well, he made it sound like there was actually more violence on Brian.
That's what I was under the like impression that like they were
Because
like
she blew it off. Like, oh, he didn't really hurt me. You know, we kind of went.
But that's-
I've seen the video of her. And
I've just
she's
seen this cop
She's trying to
video.
diffuse the situation. You can tell. And she is a little exasperated.
Yeah.
I just like the last thing I saw is like this highway patroller is like pulled him over, and they're both outside of the car, and he's trying to like
And
defuse
somebody-
the
Well, the
Somebody
person
called-
that reported
Yeah,
it
somebody called-
called and said, I saw him slap her or something and take her phone, or I'm not exactly sure what actions occurred,
And
but
then-
it was him doing it to her, not her doing it to him.
And then wasn't there something
And
about
that
the
somehow
neighbors?
didn't get relayed.
So,
You told me about
yes,
this.
So I haven't heard about this again, but it's worth mentioning. So I was watching a TikTok, and
This is all over TikTok, by the way.
and they were going into like theories, and this is before they had found her body. They knew she was missing, but they hadn't found her body, and they were investigating. So they pulled up the report, and it stated who had called the cops on.
Is this for the traffic stop?
Yes.
Okay.
So who had placed the call saying you need to go investigate this
Okay.
couple? And by the way, he was going like really speeding in a like a 35 mile an hour area of Utah.
And driving erratically.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why the highway patrol got him.
Yes. So they looked up this address, and gosh, I forget the name of it, but it's like some sort of a
Hope.
natural foods.
140 Hope something.
But it's like a natural foods company or something like that is at that address. Well, so in tandem with this situation was a married lesbian couple.
This is what I'm remembering.
Yes, which I have yet to hear this again. But they were also living in a van or an RV in Moab. Like,
This is like and they were like by them, right?
no,
And where was-
I don't know if they were by them, but they had talked to people within their van life area where they had all parked, and they were commenting about they were very nervous because there was a white male in the area, and he was making them nervous.
Oh yes.
And then
I
they were
remember
both
this.
found killed. They were both
Yeah.
found dead. And
Wait,
this was
the
like
lesbian
Yeah.
couple?
yes, and this was like 2 weeks before Gabby disappeared.
I mean, it seems too coincidental.
And
too.
my question is, with this traffic
be
stop
related.
we're talking about,
Yes.
when that was in Utah, right?
And so the address of whoever called I think it was not 911 or the cops. I don't know.
well,
Whoever
some
called
guy.
was
I think-
so the address that he
But he-
called
right,
from
was-
is the address of one of the lesbians that was her employer.
So my whole question is though, where was this in relation to the Teton death? Like what was the time frame? It wasn't that far.
I don't think
Around
well,
the same time, I thought.
Well, they were in Utah. I mean, Utah and the
Well,
Tetons are not close to each other.
No, because I think they were together a little while after that incident with the cop.
But like how much time elapsed between the cop incident on the road and the death in the Tetons?
Not
I
that
don't- I don't
long.
know.
It's like a few days, right?
Yeah.
So he like
Yeah.
booked ass out of Utah up to Wyoming?
Well, they're stating that there's the conspiracy or the theory is maybe that they were fighting over the fact that he had killed 2 women
I forgot about
in
this.
this van life area.
Okay.
And
Okay. You want to go help her with the door?
She's got it.
no, she doesn't.
You want to go assist her?
No, she's good.
Just throw him outside.
So anyway, that is a really interesting theory. I haven't heard anything about that. But did you see there's another article? They found another dead body.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Oh wait, hold on.
But they are saying it's a suicide,
Somebody-
but it is in Tetons.
Somebody in the chat posted SA from NC said they ran into the lesbian couple at some point.
Yes.
Wait, wait. SA from NC ran into him?
Uh-huh.
No.
No,
Brian Landry.
They ran it then
Yeah.
into the lesbian
Like
couple.
they definitely have crossed paths at some
What,
point.
so what are the details on the lesbian couple's death?
Well,
I don't know.
I feel like we're just brushing that under.
Okay,
the-
hold on.
the TikToker did not get into that.
Let's skip forward to how sketchy his parents are.
I mean, sketchier
first
than
off-
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
First off, the whole reason we're talking about this is because he's on the AT and it's backpacking related.
Well, they think he's on the AT.
You know, it's not a bad place to hide out.
Other people have hidden on the AT, and that guy. I mean, people have been murdered on the AT. From
I feel
people
like
hiding out.
if you're just like a sketchy looking dude, you can just go on the AT and everyone's like, oh, it's just a dude on the AT, you know, because
But
everyone
he's
looks
not
kind of.
that sketchy looking. There's men that look like him that are being called out.
I know. So, when was the official? Like, when did they last see? Like, how long has he been on the run now?
since August.
Since the very
So
beginning of September.
So it's been over a month.
Well, he came back, and people obviously he came back. They knew that he was there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
He came back, and people noticed the van was there, and her family was like, "Where's Gabby?"
Mm-hmm. And they went on a camping trip then.
Wait, his parents and him went on a camping trip.
Yes.
After, presumably after the Teton thing.
Yes, because he
And
came
he-
to their house with an empty van, and then
And-
they went on a quote camping trip to the Everglades.
And they're not. By the way, they're not. According to the news, they're not working with the police. They're not talking. They're keeping their mouth shut.
And apparently
Well,
three
you
people
gotta
went
plead
in.
the fifth.
No, the latest I saw was that the father was helping with the search.
Well, three
in
people went
Flor-
in and
in
2
Florida.
came out.
Wait, what do you mean 3 people went in?
3 people went into whatever the campground was in the Everglades, and they think only 2 came out. So meaning Brian stayed.
Wait, so like Brian and his parents came in? Oh, so they went camping in the Everglades?
Like,
What a fun place to go camping,
Yeah.
by the
Can you
way.
imagine being stuck in the Everglades for a month? Did you see the whole thing was Dog found the Monster Energy can?
Yeah,
Did you see that?
Have you seen all
Like,
the?
we're on his trail.
Have you seen the memes of Dog the Bounty Hunter where he's like lifting up chairs and stuff?
or the grills. He lifts up a grill.
Well, did you see the meme where they said if Dog the Bounty Hunter finds him, I'm never paying
Yeah, I
taxes
know.
again?
It is. I mean, I agree with that.
What are those snakes that people let off into the Everglades?
Pythons.
Pythons, ball pythons.
No.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
That
some type
become
of
huge.
Yeah.
some type of python.
It's a python.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The ant.
You're thinking
Yes.
of anaconda.
Yeah.
But no, it's a python.
Okay, well, regardless, it could kill him. Right?
okay,
I
so
don't know.
So I don't know if you know this, but TikTok is a wealth of knowledge.
Yes.
Yes, I know this.
So hold on, Brian Jikora says there was a guy that swears he met him on the AT
Yeah.
and said that he was all fidgety. SA from NC says they went camping in Fort DeSoto, which is close to St. Pete in Florida, not Everglades. Okay.
Okay.
Lots of little islands out there to disappear.
I thought they found the Monster Energy can and they were hot on the trail.
Well, they also said he's done this before. He's
What?
gone off the grid, like in past years.
He-
Like
well,
he's very
Yeah,
capable.
So he could survive.
He's very capable. of doing-
Everglades, though? The swamp? Or anywhere in Florida?
He's just hiding in Naples in plain sight.
I know, right?
He's in the villages.
He looks,
you know, in the
he looks,
center.
He looks like every other
gonna-
white guy in Florida.
Who was that mobster that decided to hide at the Ritz-Carlton in Florida?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I know who you're talking about.
But you know the village? Is it the villages in the center of Florida?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, where the old
Has the highest STD rate in the country. It's an
It's
over
the old folks' home,
it's an
right?
over 55 community. It's huge.
It's called the Villages.
I think it's called the Villages.
That was
Is he,
documentary.
wait,
is he
that-
just banging all these old chicks in their retirement homes?
Well, I mean, he looks a little older.
he doesn't look like he's over the age of
They
55.
probably would.
He looks like he's in his 30s.
Well,
I can't wait till they find him. Or he's on a canoe to Cuba.
I
Well,
don't.
there was
He's
a
gonna
TikToker
canoe
that
to Cuba.
He's got to make his way to
I don't think they're gonna find him.
Key
I think
West.
He's
He'd
dead.
go to the Bahamas.
there
You
was
think
a
he's dead?
I think
TikToker
he's
that
dead.
thought he
No,
was
he's not
on a
dead.
plane in
He's not dead.
Canada.
Why wouldn't he kill himself?
Why would he kill
Why would he?
himself?
He
Because
clear.
he's going to prison.
That's not true. Why wouldn't he kill himself in an obvious place then? Like, why wouldn't he just kill himself in his parents' house?
He's got hidden stash of number 10 cans of Mountain Dew.
Oh god.
Burmese pythons.
But that's it.
Yeah, it's a python.
Yeah.
Okay, not
I don't
a
know
ball
if
python.
I don't know if the Burmese pythons eat people. By the way,
Oh, they'll eat anything. They've been seen eating
Well, they're
gators
they're
and deer.
they're
well, like dead
constrictors.
things. They are constrictors. They're not venomous. I don't know. I don't think he killed himself.
No.
I think he's probably still alive.
Brian, if you're watching,
Maybe he's locked in their
Brian,
crawl space.
if you'd like to come on the podcast and tell your side of the story, we can
We'll do
have
a-
you
a
in.
call
we'll
from
do a
afar.
call. We'll blur out where your
We are
location
offering you
is.
$50
Like,
for the first.
but like, what if this Gabby chick was crazy and he killed her in self defense
No.
and like he knows it would look too much like a homicide.
well,
that he's
it
on a
is
run.
it is documented that she definitely had some
She was a free
craziness in her because her parents had come out and said that she had suffered from some mental illness and that they were concerned for her safety from herself.
Yeah, so he just needs to come in. Well, her death's ruled a homicide, so.
I mean, if he had to kill her in self defense in a
But
way that was
here's-
really
here-
sketchy.
here's
like-
I
something-
want to know how. Like,
But-
is
but
it
here-
a gunshot?
Well,
And how-
the autopsy report on the body, I don't know why. And another thing they said, remember they said we found some human remains that are
yes. So was she like chopped up?
like it's not like we found a body.
Okay, he clearly showed up at the campsite in the Tetons with the body already. Like,
he didn't
oh, you
kill
don't
her
think
out
he killed her
there.
out there?
no, because he arrived at the campsite.
Do they
by
have the
himself.
van?
Didn't his family fly
Yes,
out to
they have the van.
Grand Tetons?
I don't know.
I haven't heard that.
He's too much. Buckeye Jen says too much of a narcissist to kill himself.
Yeah.
I
That's
like
a good
that.
point.
That is a good point.
I guess I'm thinking like,
He's like,
well,
a
I'm
good
not going to
person.
ever be in
Yeah.
that situation, but like the thought of going to prison for your whole life.
I'm guessing he's on the application.
I mean, if he gets caught in prison with homicide, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be in prison for the rest of his
No, they'll
life.
put him in protective custody.
But I mean, like on the AT, okay, I've never been there.
And then they'll turn
I can
the
only
security footage on.
I can only imagine what it looks like, but like,
it's gonna be
can
rough.
you really hide?
Yes.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
especially because they're like going into their winter season, maybe.
Yeah.
And there's not that many people.
I mean, just think it's woods. It's
Wait,
2,000
you just
miles
see-
of woods.
Wait, you got to creep into town every once in a while and resupply.
I mean, but surely he would have like a fire.
No,
No,
he's not like hiding from people. People probably see him. It's just like there's so many people out there.
He's in disguise. I bet he's grown hair.
There is a guy on
Maybe
TikTok that
all he has
looks
to do
like
is shave.
Brian
I know,
Laundrie,
I've
and
seen that.
his
Yes.
name
All
is
you'd
I
have to
am
do
not
is just
Brian.
cut the facial hair. All you have to do is shave his facial hair and
Okay.
in his head.
Yeah,
and
put a wig
He looks
on.
like a totally different person. But I don't think if he's on the AT, he's not hiding from people.
SA from NC seems to be the resident expert here. He said that they both had issues and were off their meds, supposedly.
I know her parents were worried, and that it was one of the reasons why they started this.
Somebody
whole
in here
process.
said Nicholas sent me.
All right, Nicholas. All right,
Nice person.
our
Is
nephew.
Is that Amory?
Oh, that's his friend.
Good. Hey, shout out to Nicholas's friends. If you have any hot tips in the laundry murders, phone them in.
And Nicholas gets $1 a sub, so
$1 a
sign
sub.
up.
No, but there's got to be some views tied with that sub.
I know. I did say
A couple
$1
hundred
a
views
sub.
plus a sub.
I said $1 a sub, maximum of like 20 subs.
This is what my brothers do to my children.
Well, hey, if they're watching
They
YouTube,
bribe them.
Yeah,
but
what
yeah,
are the 7th graders talking about?
he's in 8th grade, right?
No, he's in high school now.
Was that 9th grade?
Or
Yeah.
crap, that's right.
Yeah.
They're obviously watching Shield Brothers Outdoors.
Of course they
What
are.
would I be doing as a freshman in high school? Watching some middle-aged dudes talk about backpacking.
You were like taking computers to people's houses. And
And we were landing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
That's
may have
true.
started drinking in 9th grade.
Whoa. Okay. Nice.
she's like thinking,
well,
well,
on that note, okay.
So,
do you want to talk about Theranos now?
well, I think it's just it's, it was major news years ago. Now it's finally coming to trial. And there's amazing podcasts and there's a book out there. It's really interesting and very spicy stuff.
I just heard that her whole defense is the dude was like manipulating her.
Yeah, her whole defense is, they call it the Svengali defense, which means like he made me do it or she made me do it. But the problem is they have thousands of emails and text messages between the two of them that they're both like, there's no coercion. And actually a lot of the text messages are him like saying, hey, we need to put all of our resources into this thing to make it work. And she's
just
like
like,
focusing
nah.
on like, oh, I'm on the cover of Forbes. I'm going to Vanity Fair. I'm the, richest female CEO and all that stuff. And he's like, that's great, but we should,
make sure the device works.
we need to put all of our resources into.
So wait, so the technology never worked, right?
No, and the hilarious thing too is that they actually bought third-party testing equipment that they were using in their labs. So they were using other people's testing equipment, and they were, when you were getting blood drawn, like they had agreements with Walgreens, when you were getting blood drawn through them, you were getting the traditional blood draws, and so everybody was like, wait, I thought you were supposed to use like a drop of blood.
Yes.
And then so they were taking it to their lab where they had bought machines from competitors, and they were
they're just using
because
them.
they couldn't get their machines to work. And then they were lying to the FDA, they were lying to investors, they were lying to regulators. That stuff was working, of course. And then you kept having like whistleblower, and then they would just bury them with lawyers.
So what's going to happen to these people?
She's going to go to jail. And
Is the dude going to jail?
his trial's after her.
But she just had a baby.
That will
With the dude?
Oh no. And that's actually a conspiracy theory.
That she did that on purpose.
people
so
think
she
that
wouldn't have to go to
No.
trial until later.
No, people think that so it's all about the jury, right? It's all about the jury.
Oh.
So people actually
They'll have
suspect,
sympathy.
yeah, that she can get some type of sympathy to avoid prison time because she has a young child.
Is she
Interesting play.
stating who the father is?
Yes, yeah, she
Who
lives
is
with
it?
him. Yeah, some guy, some Silicon Valley
Okay.
rich guy.
It's a bold move, knocking up a
So
chick going to prison.
well, here's the thing. They were saying, They were supposed to
Good parenting right there.
they were supposed to go to trial together, and then they filed motions to have a trial separately. So all these attorneys were like, "Oh, that's because they're going to blame it on each other." And then
that's what they're doing, right?
And that's what. So she's on trial right now. His trial doesn't occur until hers is over, and so his attorneys are sitting in, like everybody's sitting in and listening to it, but they've just been calling like witness after witness, and they have all these damning text messages between the two of them, which is just conspiring.
So
And just-
where are
What's the
they
actual
in the trial
and what's
right
the
now?
charge?
I forget the actual charge.
It's like fraud.
Yeah, I think there's some money laundering maybe in there too. I forget.
There's probably like defrauding investors.
Say defrauding
Yeah.
investors sounds
Yeah.
pretty reasonable.
Yeah, she's gonna go to prison.
Then didn't they tell people they had cancer when they didn't have cancer?
Well, so this is interesting because they can't.
Is that a civil suit then?
Yeah, they can't bring up as part of the trial. I forget
We
the
need
exact.
Allie down here for
Yeah.
the legal
Yeah, as
semantics.
part of the trial, the judge said that you were not allowed to have witnesses testify on like how the misdiagnosis affected them personally, but they were allowed to say, I was diagnosed for HIV and then I got tested again at another lab and I don't have HIV.
So you could sue him for that.
And that
That's a civil
actually,
suit,
and that
though.
actually happened. There was there was, I forget the exact number, but hundreds and thousands of pretty much all of their blood tests that were voided. So
Oh, okay. So there's civil suits, but this is the
I don't
suit.
know about the civil. So this is the
I
criminal
mean,
suit.
right.
It's
This is the criminal suit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And he's next. I mean, there's no way she's walking free on this. No way.
which doesn't sound like it.
It's not over yet. Yeah. So they're calling expert witnesses. Like they're calling, like, I think,
Is there like a podcast you're listening to?
there is a
Okay.
podcast. It's called Bad Blood. And it's
Right,
by,
I've heard of that.
It's
What
by,
but what about the current like legal stuff that's going on?
they're covering it on the podcast.
The same podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a current, like ongoing podcast.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen
Oh, I should
anything
listen to
about
that.
this in the news though.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the host of that podcast also wrote the book Bad Blood, who's the Wall Street Journal reporter who broke the whole story, which caused the whole thing, and all the whistleblowers were coming to him, and he was getting word of it.
I don't remember that podcast ever painting her partner in a bad light.
Oh, it paints him in a bad light.
It did?
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know about the fact that she was like dating the dude that.
Well,
that
they kept
day-
it. Yeah, and they kept it a secret too. And
There was quite an age difference, wasn't there?
big time age. She was
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, he was like in
And-
his 30s.
Yeah, and they actually met
Yeah.
in China. They were both they were both doing some like abroad like summer program through Stanford, like Chinese immersion.
Yeah, I thought this dude was her professor.
Not when they met. He was very wealthy. He sold some type of like computer technology company. And then he was initially like they were dating and he was initially like advising her on like here's what I would do type thing. And then he ended up investing millions and millions of dollars in exchange for becoming.
I want to know like what the technology was. 'Cause clearly
It's
they probably
called-
had it's called like Edison. I know,
Yeah.
but like what is it? Like clearly they were onto something.
I'll tell you, it was an idea, and so
it is a pretty remarkable idea if
yeah,
it were to work.
yeah, and
Well,
this.
I mean, yeah.
So this is
It
hilarious.
might work someday.
So has nobody been able to take what they started? And
No, it.
What
went-
is the genius like? It just uses
No,
such a
hair.
small amount of
Yeah,
blood.
which was impossible for the amount of tests that they said that they could run on. The volume of blood was impossible for the amount of tests they said could be done. And so they had these things called, I think they're like nano containers or something. I forget what they called them. These tiny little things, and supposedly they could run, I don't know, 100 different types of tests.
So the breakthrough wasn't like they had some really
So
good
here's-
testing sensitivity or something.
No.
It was the fact that they could take.
Well, the machines never worked too. Like the machines, they kept breaking, and so the machine was literally like it. It had like pipettes inside of
I'm
it.
just imagining it's like
No, it did.
just like
It did.
smoking,
It did.
blowing up.
And here's one of the crazy things too is that one of the labs, they were trying to fix. These engineers were trying to fix like one of the machines because and so they like the blood is stored in like this certain part of the machine, and they ended up venting that. and the and the machine like
With venting this.
it was venting blood and it
into the
contaminated
air.
It contaminated the whole office, and they found contaminants. Like one of the whistleblowers spoke to the fact that they refused to like scrub down and have it professionally cleaned, and they were finding like trace particles and contaminants throughout the whole office because there was HVAC right above the machine.
Oh, nice.
And so the one of the whistleblowers was like, "Hey, you gotta avoid all this stuff. You gotta avoid all these tests. You need to bring in a professional company. They've got to redo all this. They got
Was this the son of one of the investors?
That
Yeah, like it's
So-
some famous guy,
Well,
right? Some general.
No. It was an ex-secretary of state or something. I forget his name.
And his grandson.
His grandson. First of all, there's multiple. There's like 4 or 5 whistleblowers, but the most famous one is the grandson, who had graduated from Stanford, and he was working in quality assurance for the company.
Imagine the QA department.
No.
This place.
They
Guys, this doesn't work. Just keep running
We're going
it.
to need a whole
Keep
vial of
running it.
blood for this
well,
guy.
what's crazy?
Guys, this just doesn't work.
Well, you should listen to his story. Like he's like his family was friends with Elizabeth Holmes, who was the woman, the main person. So he just kept trying to go to her, and she kept blowing him off and saying things. And then so he would go to his grandfather, who was the head of the board, and his grandfather was like, no, we trust Elizabeth, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so finally he had a meeting with his grandfather, and he went over to his grandfather's house, and he got ambushed by just like a team of attorneys, and they were trying to like silence him and potentially like threaten him with litigation.
Whoa.
They did that with a few other whistleblowers. One of the other main whistleblowers was this head like laboratory technician. She was buying burner phones and talking with like different regulators.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Speaking of whistleblowers,
I know, I was
But-
just going to say,
but-
that's quite the buzzword right now.
But here's the
Wait, what other
well,
whistleblowers?
they're probably talking
The
about
Facebook
Facebook.
one.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. That's a good
But-
topic of discussion, too.
I think I'm trying to think of where I was going with this. There's one key point that they thought was interesting. So she like was modeling her life off of Steve Jobs.
I know.
Like-
I've heard this.
But what they made like, I guess it's a trend in Silicon Valley. If you think about technology, it's like push the idea before the product. And like a lot of times with technology, you can do like betas and like it's not perfect, but you push it
Yeah.
out there and then you get like user feedback and you fix it. And like they talk about Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, how like Bill Gates, one of his main operating systems before he released it and it never worked.
Oh, really?
And then so they talked about like how it didn't matter because the idea was there and he eventually got it out there. So she was like, I have this idea, which is a good idea, right? But when it comes to like healthcare and testing people's blood,
I didn't realize the breakthrough was just the lowered amount of blood. I thought they had like super sensitive tests, or they tested for things that other things couldn't test for.
yeah. Another crazy thing is that remember the Ebola crisis that happened a few years ago? So they started putting all their resources into creating a rapid Ebola test, because if you could catch Ebola within like 2 days of it entering, like getting in your system, you had like a 90% chance of survival.
Yeah.
And so they started lying and saying that they had a test available to do like rapid testing, and they were telling investors that they had like contracts with Department of Defense, and they were putting Edison machines in all the airports to test people coming in from certain places. And they were trying to get contracts and never had a test.
That was all a lie?
Never had a test. But their Ebola test it got held up with the FDA because FDA kept asking for more data and they couldn't provide it. And there was this big roundabout thing, and they kept lying to investors that they're getting a contract for this Ebola test. Never ended up happening.
This is quite the story.
It's good, man. It's
yeah,
interesting.
you're super invested into this.
I know. That's what I've been listening to on my runs.
I mean, at the end of the day, she's just gonna go to jail.
yeah, she's
And,
gonna go to jail. Investors lost millions of dollars. People's health, like people could have died.
Yeah.
Like They might have. I don't know. Misdiagnosis of
Yeah.
They were misdiagnosing cancer.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
It's like Dr. Death season 2.
I haven't started season 2, but
Well, that's
have
what
you-
it's about.
Have you guys listened to
I know what it
Dr.
is, but I
Death?
haven't listened.
Season 2 is misdiagnosis of cancer and over treatment of chemo to fraud insurance companies.
Spoiler alert.
Well, that happens right in the beginning.
Okay. Have you heard of season 1 of Dr. Death?
I know what Dr. Death is, but I
the
haven't
guy
listened
in
to him.
Texas?
One of
That's
them's a
Dr.
surgeon.
Dunch.
Christopher
Oh.
Dunch.
I just listened to the third one on my flight.
The third season?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
It just came out. I just listened to it. It's about
Pretty terrifying.
It's about tracheal
Tracheotomy?
no, tracheal implants that he makes out of plastic.
He makes them himself.
You
In his
know,
basement?
That's
I
kind
can't
of a
remember
red
what they get into
flag.
that. Yeah, they don't function.
I could have
Everyone has died.
Like, is it the piece of plastic that
It's a-
goes in there to
Yeah.
hold the tube?
I mean, if I was getting that put in, I'd be like, hey man, where'd you get that? Did you
Well,
make it?
I don't know how a trade
I
works.
think it's like so many of these stories where people are at the end of their rope, they're at the end of their life, and this is like a lifeline that these doctors throw them.
Let's talk about the Facebook whistleblower. That's a good one.
What was her name?
I forget her exact name. She was a project manager, and
She was a PM.
she was recruited by Facebook.
She was on like their ethics board.
She was recruited by Facebook, and she said that I only wanted to work in like the misinformation or ethics area.
So she was looking.
Yeah.
So let's.
That's what I feel.
Well,
like.
she wanted to be part. She knew about like she had been in social media, like different social media tech companies. She was in Google. She was in a few other ones.
Did you see
But also,
how
like,
she
who's
got?
surprised by
No,
this?
nobody's
Like,
surprised.
Nobody's
I want to get
surprised.
to that. Nobody's surprised. But did you see how she whistle blew? She photocopied.
Oh, yeah.
Like 10,000 documents and
But did you
carried
see
them out.
Did you see? What's his name? Facebook guy.
Zuck?
I love
you
how
see
his
his response?
his response.
Zuck?
No, his response was, "Yeah, Congress needs to act. They need more regulation."
You
There
think
was-
that's what you got from the response?
Yeah, he responded like, "This is a regulatory issue."
Do you think
I
he
thought
needs
he
to sell
seemed-
his house
Yeah.
in Lake Tahoe now?
Oh my God, 3.5 miles of coastline.
He has 3.5
3.5
miles of
miles of
coastline.
Tahoe coastline. Yeah,
Really? Where is it on the lake?
it's just
Cal-
south of Tahoe City, so it's on
Okay.
the
It's on the California side.
3.5
What an
miles.
idiot.
That's a chunk.
I'm assuming I of course looked at geographical papers, and I believe it's a peninsula.
Oh, that's why it's 3.
So that's why it's
Okay,
3.5.
Okay.
But he bought 2 estates and put them together.
Hey, if I had unlimited money, I'd probably
can
buy
land
a
a
lot of
helicopter
stuff.
there.
I would buy a
Yeah.
large amount of land on Lake Tahoe. That Facebook stock got crushed after this whistle.
Yeah, but here's the
came out.
thing too. It's just like it's exactly what everybody thought. It's just like I guess you need a whistleblower to get it a little bit more movement, but everyone's like, yeah, no shit.
Well, I don't think having the actual evidence is different than like, oh, we know it's
But
happening.
what exactly is?
I'll
guess,
tell you.
I can
Is
tell
it
you.
the
Yeah,
fact
I'll
she
tell
was
you
saying
one of them.
the number? It's the amount of time you're staring at Facebook is how many
No.
targeted ads.
No,
you're
no,
getting?
no. Her. What she was whistleblowing on is like Facebook knows that misinformation is happening on their website,
And they have control. They have
and
ways.
they can control it if they wanted to, but they're not because they know that kind of stuff drives up engagement.
Yeah.
Did you guys see? Did you?
And
see,
there are many other things too. There was the whole thing with Instagram.
Yeah,
I was
there
gonna
was.
say, did you see the Instagram toggle? Did you check your Instagram to see if you were toggled?
No,
Have you heard about
What's
this?
that?
So apparently after Monday, this was all Monday, right?
Yeah.
When
and
was
did you see all the servers went down?
When was it down? Tuesday?
The
Yeah, I don't think that was a
Monday.
coincidence
Do you want to?
either.
No, hold on. Do you want
Because
to?
it was a 60 minutes
So
thing.
you need to go into your Instagram. Do you have your phone?
No.
Oh, I did it. Okay, go into your Instagram.
Or are
and
they
go,
clearing their servers or something?
No, that
Go
they
to-
actually
go
said
to
that was
settings.
totally unrelated, which is like that makes no sense. But they did say it was like
yeah, up there.
some update that was supposed to be pushed
so if
on
you go to
Monday.
Instagram and you go to settings.
I know, right? It's not a coincidence.
And
I
you
know.
go to privacy. And you go to hidden words.
Hidden words.
It is toggled on.
What's that
So
mean?
that happened.
Comments
most-
that may be offensive will be
Yes,
hidden.
so they're
so
they're
you and your
censoring comments away from you according to their set of words.
YouTube does that.
Really?
What are some
Yeah.
of those keywords?
We don't know.
Like if there's like obvious hate speech, are you sick? You've been coughing and you're very
No,
raspy
no,
over
no,
there,
no,
and
no,
you coughed
no.
and a little bit of saliva got on my
No,
arm.
it's just the bourbon getting a little rough in his throat.
No.
But yeah, that all happened apparently Monday. So if you need to check if you want
Maybe
that on.
okay. Yeah, YouTube's been doing that for years.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, if someone like
I'm not very active
if someone
on
just
social media
spams
anyway, so
like
I don't-
neo-Nazi speech on a YouTube video.
Oh, I agree. But like where
it-
then it's like where QAnon people, where does it end?
You
What's
know?
considered a hateful comment?
At the word QAnon.
It's subjective.
It could be whether or not you're for vaccinations or not. Right?
That's not what they're censoring, but yeah.
You don't know that.
I don't. It's true.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm where I fall in a censorship thing, but like that's interesting that that's toggled on now for us all.
But that seems very hard to regulate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, the regulation will be difficult because they're all like that they can't figure out where the line is, obviously, between free speech and like censoring people.
But isn't that like the story of our country?
Yeah.
Right.
We were always dealing with that. I feel like
censorship?
this woman got a job at Facebook to become a whistleblower and get a lot of notoriety around it.
Well, maybe.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying what she's
Yeah.
saying is wrong, but I do think
Well,
that was the
she-
motivation in her.
She did a good job.
She's only worked there
man.
2 years,
She did a good
and she
job.
photographed like 11,000
Yeah.
documents.
Yeah, they need to work on their like internal security there.
right? Right.
Yeah.
Vet their people more.
Yeah,
I think everyone knew Facebook was doing this.
but
Okay, so sorry. Explain exactly what they're doing wrong
okay, so
in layman's terms.
so no, there's many things, but one of the things that she called out was that they specifically had different types of controls via algorithms to prevent like misinformation and hate speech that they had access to and had built and had been running,
And they turned them
and then
down.
they turned them off because they wanted to
They want to drive up engagement.
it drives up engagement when it's controversial.
So was
Didn't
it
one
like
of the
turned off
algorithms have
prior
to
to the
do with,
election
like,
last
No,
year or
it's
something?
all
Like
that stuff.
teenage girls,
Yeah, that's
they
the
see
Instagram thing.
They see an ad about food, and then
Yeah.
The Instagram one is that they have data and research that shows that Instagram.
Instagram is not good for girls' psyche. Like Facebook
Yeah.
knows that, but they're not doing anything to
I mean,
help
I
it.
couldn't imagine growing up with.
But
I know.
again, where
I
does
know.
parenting come into all of this?
Well, you know, the fact that these, I mean, Facebook is one of the biggest companies in the world. Like they probably have some
Yeah.
responsibility to like at least vet some of this. I mean, the Instagram girl thing is different than the
Yeah.
misinformation thing.
Okay.
The whole point is it's not that this is happening. It's that Facebook knows it's happening. They've quantified how much money they make.
Yeah, it's all just
from
about
keeping this stuff
It's all
going.
it's all just money.
It's all about selling ads.
Yeah.
So they can sell more ads if they keep the misinformation stuff churning.
Because people are engaging with each
yes,
other.
Yes.
yeah. So then they can go to advertisers and be like,
Yeah, and they go, this will get seen more. Your ad, so it's all about them. The entire synopsis is Facebook is doing really shady stuff to make more money.
So is this like span the political?
yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't
Yes.
know about
Because
that.
personally,
Yeah.
I know
It's like a
people
right or a
on
left
either
thing.
side that
doesn't-
would probably
it
agree
doesn't-
and disagree
It
with
doesn't.
this.
It has. People could make arguments either way, but it seems to be whatever causes the most amount of traffic. It doesn't matter what it is
Right.
or what side it is.
Just drive the
Just
traffic.
drive the traffic there.
Because I remember last year with the election, a lot of the complaints was that things were being censored too much.
You don't know.
And now it's like the opposite, like Facebook didn't censor them enough. So Facebook should have shut down hateful
That's what
messages.
That's what some people want. Yeah.
Okay. I see. I thought that
I mean,
did
I think
happen.
there's some messages that are blatantly like
Yeah,
need to be banned.
it's,
and then there are some that are like borderline.
And so this is all selling ad space.
Yes,
It's all-
that's
it's all-
all. That's
it's
how
just-
Facebook makes money.
It's just
Yeah.
money. It's all.
Yeah.
It's
It's
just
all
money.
about money.
Okay.
It's all about money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see what happens.
Well,
I mean, nothing will
nothing.
happen.
I mean, it's just
people aren't going to stop using Facebook because of this.
I think it's a generational thing. I do.
Well, what are they gonna
there'll
add?
be a new thing in 15 years.
But see, then the thing is then if you start censoring stuff, then you get like the over censorship, and you're like censoring the wrong things, and then you're
I know
not,
people talk about getting like influencers get pulled off Instagram all the time
it's
for
dumb.
something
Yeah,
silly.
there's no good way to do it. But there was some there was some research with some of these.
There's some
algorithms.
things where like, okay, there's some things we can all agree on that if people are saying that stuff, it should be moderated.
Yeah.
Like there's some things that are like,
Well, they pull down nude photos.
yeah, like that kind
Yeah.
of stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, but it's like, why do they pull down nude photos but let vaccine misinformation? They will
Right.
knowingly let that stuff sit out there so more people will click on it.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
And they know they're doing this. Like they have a lot of data and a lot of internal research on all the controversial stuff, and they can dial it back if they want to, but
Right.
they choose not to.
So is the argument like, well,
My argument is, let's just stop using Facebook.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's not going to happen.
Let the market
seeing
decide.
pictures of kids going back to school?
Instagram, which is Facebook.
I know not that many people use. Well, I shouldn't say that. So is the argument then
Let's
like,
all get back on MySpace.
like the vaccine misinformation? Like, how do you categorize what a
I
misinformation
don't know.
is?
Yeah, you gotta have doctors and you gotta have public health people combing through everything. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the whole point is,
I mean, we've
they
heard
make.
some wild stories.
I know. The thing is though that they make so much money that they can afford to invest some
Yeah.
more money into
Right.
vetting some of this.
I mean, surely 1 mile of that coastline could be sold.
Like, does he need 3 miles?
3.5.
He's probably fine with 1. Facebook. I mean, Facebook is one of the most powerful companies in the world. I mean, let
Yeah.
that sink in.
Yeah.
And Facebook provides no value to society whatsoever.
Well, the messenger thing they talk about, that's a way that a lot of families communicate.
but if that did, if that
and the WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, if that stuff didn't exist, people would just text. Like
You know
if they're
what?
not creating, they're not growing our food. They're not building our telecommunications line. Like they're not providing any actual value to society. So the whole point is
They might have server farms
they definitely have server farms
for you.
No, they're not hosting our internet. They're just combing your data. By the way,
Providing jobs.
they do provide jobs. They do. I got to tell you this story.
Yeah.
So, fucking God, kill me. So I was out west, right, and I'm going skiing out there in February. So I'm going. So you guys know what the Epic Pass is? So the Epic Pass.
we have one.
So the Epic. Anyway, the resort I'm going to is in a different ski pass. A ski pass I didn't even know existed prior to going out
The
west.
Icon?
The Icon Pass.
You didn't know?
I didn't know it existed.
Okay.
I had no idea what it was. I had no idea. I literally Googled Icon Pass on my phone. And then obviously when I get home, I'm getting Facebook ads for it, but that's not the creepier part. So Google is selling your search history to Facebook, which everybody already knows is happening.
Yeah.
But I turned on my TV.
No.
Never once in my life have I gotten an Icon ad, and I'm getting them on my TV now, on my Direct TV stream.
That's creepy.
I'm like,
I mean,
are you?
everyone's listening to you.
I'm like, are you kidding me? You can't. You got to make it not this obvious.
Oh my God, what if an Icon ad comes on your YouTube
So,
feed right
well, it was
now?
really,
that could
interesting.
happen.
It was really interesting. So, okay, I knew Google was selling my search results to Facebook. Now I know they're selling it to AT&T and DirecTV. And I was like, guys, come on.
Well, it's ridiculous when like I'm sitting next to my husband on the couch and we're scrolling through whatever, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, he's looking at Jeep parts because I now have a sponsored ad from some
But why
sort
are
of
you getting that?
Oh,
that because it's in our cloud.
Yeah, you
like
had
he will
talked about-
search it and it'll show up in my Instagram sponsored because he doesn't do Instagram.
when we were at your house,
Are we still live?
you
Oh, yeah, we're good.
you were talking about those Costco or what are those weights that are adjustable?
oh,
The Select Techs?
Yeah, and saying
The Bowflex
and,
Select Tech 520s. The best.
and talking about how they were at Costco.
they're not that great for
and,
women.
And I think Michael had just bought them, and then all of a sudden I got a ad for that on my
'Cause you had been at
phone.
my house?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
creepier ones is when you talk into your phone and you get them. Have you gotten those? Have
I
you
mean,
done this?
probably, but I didn't know.
I don't
No.
talk into. Oh, you mean
Just
like
talk around
through-
your phone.
Oh,
Oh,
Here's
well,
what
think
you
about
do. Here's what you do.
Alexa
Here's
and all
what
the
you
smart
do.
devices.
Here's what you do, Lisa. after this podcast.
This is what Nicholas is always telling me.
So it's true. Start talking about cats.
Okay.
And you'll get cat food.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It might
Like
take,
just in my house.
yeah, just start talking about cats. Like, oh, we're thinking about getting a cat, kitty, and you will start getting cat food ads.
Well, I know that Alexa device is listening at all times because you can go on the app on your phone.
And you can see it. I know.
You can like look at what everybody's talked to, and I'll hear like my kids like say, play Top Pop or something like that. But like I have a friend that a couple years ago found that out and went back and found her kids asking some interesting questions
What were
to
they
Alexa.
asking?
It was a definition of a sexually graphic word, and I can't remember what word it was.
This is like a 12-year-old asking?
No,
Alexa?
it was like a 15-year-old.
Hey, Alexa, what's
God,
a
I can't
Cleveland
remember what
steamer?
it was, but that was the first time I'd ever looked on the app. And if you have Alexa, you can do the same, and you can see what every single person has said to your Alexa, because we have them all through the house.
Yeah.
And so she went and asked her daughter about it, and apparently she was reading like a standard book for her English class, and it had a word in there she didn't understand, so she asked Alexa what it was.
Okay.
So it was very
That's fair.
benign, but like,
Right.
Andy's firing up the Alexa thing on
But-
his phone right
yeah.
now.
See, what was your last one?
Where do I go to see that?
I don't mind.
No, I don't either.
Should I care more?
It's like
It's
this,
personal
this
preference.
benefits you a little bit because it will streamline your shopping. Like it'll make some things easier, but it's like, what price are you willing to pay?
Yeah. Activity.
Like I'm with
That's
you.
it.
Like I don't really
Voice
care. I got
history.
nothing to hide. If they want to listen to me and just
Your
give
phone
me,
is like,
Andy probably cares
Yeah, here you go.
because ads will pop up and
there's your
start
recording.
buying
Yeah,
stuff.
Alexa, stop.
wait, what are you Alexaing?
Alexa, play Trampled by Turtles.
That's a band.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
we're
band.
listening to
If
that.
you haven't heard of
And you
Trampled
can
by Turtles,
listen
you
to
should
it,
listen.
and it'll be in the person's voice.
Wait, play one.
It'll play my voice?
Yeah,
Yeah,
play
play
it.
it near your
Play it. Put it
microphone.
near the microphone.
Jesus.
Wait,
Ooh, it already
I heard
happened.
it. Play it again.
Alexa, play Trampled by Turtles.
Wow. That's crazy.
Wait, where are you?
In the Alexa app.
Yeah.
So at least they're transparent about it, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, this is everything you've said to
Well, they
us."
probably.
I mean,
do they
apparently
have
you
to be
need to-
transparent
Probably
about
so.
it?
Probably.
It is.
Alexa, stop.
Yeah. That was right before.
Wait, so every time I talk to Alexa,
It's
It's
recording
recorded.
it.
Careful. I have access to it all.
Don't ask about any sexually graphic words.
Just Google that.
Oh, for sure, there's a record of that.
Does it only give you a
Yeah.
day?
We tell
Google will
our
t-
kids all the time, don't ever look up stuff. It is in your history. Employers look at that stuff, don't they?
No, they don't.
Don't they?
No, unless you're applying for a job at Google.
Well, what if you're applying for a job at the FBI?
Oh, that's the live stream.
How does an employer have access
They
to your
don't.
Alexa
They don't.
history?
No, but I meant Google. Like if you Google
Oh.
stuff, I think so.
You think if you go
Well,
apply
I think
for a
if you-
job at the FBI, they're looking at your Google
Yes.
search history?
Yes.
Maybe the NSA.
I think it may be high up, but not like
My employer
Joe
doesn't even want to
Schmo.
look up our pings.
And for
know,
sure,
right?
Sure about that?
Google has lots of buzzwords that if you look up, they're figuring you out. For sure.
Yeah.
What do you think they are?
Well,
there's
let's
some-
not say them.
Allah Akbar?
There, some, oh God. There are some.
I'm sure that's what
Uh-oh.
yes.
There are some.
blind.
There are some employers where you have to give consent to access your social media before you can onboard.
That's different than your search history.
yes, but
But I feel I don't know. I just feel like that's hand in hand.
No, I mean, it giving someone access to see your Facebook page.
Isn't that why they took, circling back, all of Brian Landry's computers out of his house?
What?
Search
Wait,
it up.
What? They took all of his
Yeah.
computers?
Yeah.
They confiscated.
They're looking up
Oh,
search
they-
history on
oh,
what?
the
How to murder
FBI.
somebody or
Oh,
whatever.
they don't need his computers to find out their search history.
Did you see all the creepy stuff that he had?
No.
No.
The pictures?
What do you have?
Oh man.
He
Were they,
was
like-
reading like these weird
Oh, wait.
books.
Can we get into the Duggars next?
Hold on.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
Andy's also an expert in that.
Yeah, I do know that one.
The guy is like a child porn guy,
Pedophiles.
right?
Moved on to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Where are these the pictures that
they
Brian
Mormon?
Landry had found?
The Duggars Mormon?
No, I think they're their own church.
They're the ones with a bunch of kids, right?
21.
They have 21
22?
kids.
But the best is the girls that have
Left.
left the family.
So they whistleblowing?
Yeah, because he molested them.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They wiped that. They.
Touched them inappropriately
I
at
didn't-
night while they were
Multiple.
sleeping.
Oh
Mul-
my god.
You didn't know about that?
No.
Oh man. Okay.
I thought he was just on Ashley Madison and
Well,
No,
that-
no, this
that-
is before that.
No,
So-
that was Scott. All right. What was this?
Okay. That I don't know which Doug, the older Duggar, the male. He was molesting his siblings while they slept, and
His children.
his siblings.
His sibling, and he was
his younger
like,
siblings.
He was
Wait,
under the
his
age of
younger
16.
his kids were molesting the other kids.
No.
No, he was,
This is when he was young.
Okay.
and he. When we say young, he was in his teens,
Yeah, and they were like,
and
Younger
You
than
know how the father was like he
Were they
held.
female siblings?
Yes.
yes.
You know how the father.
They would have a family that would spend the night,
so bad.
and
Where do these people live?
Arkansas.
or yeah, yeah.
Well, anyways, so it,
I was like, it's not going to be some suburb of some like northeast city. Okay.
Naples.
It was Arkansas though.
Yeah, but
Somewhere in
it
the
got
deep
swept.
south.
Long story short, it got swept under the rug.
They had a show, right? TLC show.
Yeah.
It got
and the other family knew this happened. Too,
and by the way, they have like the conversations with the sheriff because it did go to like law enforcement, and then the father held office at one point, so he was a little
he was in
connected.
the House of
Wait,
Rep.
this is the Duggars'
for the
dad.
state.
He was a state rep.
And so I forget the exact details, but like basically,
They would send him to like
The-
church therapy.
yeah, the
oh, so it's a
sheriff.
religious thing.
The sheriff and some other maybe the state or the prosecutor agreed to just like do some therapy or something like that. So that's kind of got swept under
Wait,
the rug.
hold on.
Yeah.
He was,
was-
under the age. He was a minor.
But he was molesting
His
his siblings.
siblings.
And then this
Siblings.
other family was
Yes,
staying
and
over.
there was-
and they were molesting each other.
no, it was.
There was no
okay,
molestation.
So there were girls asleep
Okay.
in a room,
From the other family.
and his sisters.
Okay.
And they would have these huge rooms. It was like all the boys in one room and all the girls in the other. And he would sneak out of his room and go in the girls' room while everybody was sleeping, and he would touch them inappropriately while they were sleeping.
So he was molesting his siblings and then the
And-
daughters of this
Yes,
other family.
Yes, and
Got
I think
it.
there were, I don't know however many there were, maybe 4 or 6 girls
Yeah.
that came forward to their parents. Like,
While it was happening.
well, yeah, because I mean, from watching the show, their religion's extremely conservative. Like, you would never,
Do you know
like,
the
they
name
weren't allowed.
of their religion? Is it like a sect of Christianity?
Yeah.
So
Like they're not like
But they weren't allowed to
Scientologists,
like
okay.
hold hands until they were engaged, and they weren't allowed to
Yeah.
hug until they were married. So like touching in an inappropriate way would be so far wrong in those girls' minds from the way they were raised.
Okay, so this dude's raping everybody, and then
Yeah.
he gets married,
Oh,
has
yeah.
this TV show,
yeah, he gets married and
Has some
then
kids.
and then
Yeah.
he's molesting his children.
No.
No,
He
no,
was
no,
on-
no. He
and
never
he
did
was
that.
on
Okay.
Ashley
No.
Madison.
Okay, he
No.
was just cheating on his wife.
hold on. You guys are jumping around here.
Yeah, I know I am. I'm trying
Okay.
to get this guy straight.
A few years ago, there was a big Ashley Madison hack,
Right?
and
Josh Duggar, that's his name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Has to be a J.
And so they released all the usernames of everybody on Ashley Madison, and like all the
which was a pornographic.
no,
It's a cheating
it's
website.
No,
a
it's
cheating.
like where you
Social-
go get an escort, right?
No, it's like
No.
gosh, the misinformation that's being
it's like,
spewed out.
like I want to have an affair. There's other women that want to have affairs. We both sign up onto this website, and their algorithm matches us up.
Oh, so
you don't pay?
Oh, you
I don't
pay.
know. I don't
And
know
you
if you
meet
pay or not.
outside of. It's not just chatting
It's,
on.
it's,
I
it's
truly
da-
do not
it's-
know.
It's dating for people that want to have affairs.
Yeah.
Secretive
Oh,
affairs.
I thought it was a pornographic site.
No.
No.
Okay.
It's like
'Cause he did
it's
have
like
a porn
it's like
addiction.
Christian mingle,
So-
Yeah,
but
but then I
it's
thought
the
he had
opposite.
child pornography.
Hold on,
chat.
you guys are getting too far ahead.
That's just happened.
God. Okay,
So
so
the Ashley Madison hack happens.
okay, so Ashley Madison hack happens.
Duggars get canceled.
No,
Cancel culture.
no, they don't get
How
canceled
many
at all.
seasons did the Duggars get?
Too many.
Was it on TLC?
But the best
It's
is
on TLC.
so with this Ashley
course.
Madison hack, like all these journalists started like mining all
And
these
they
names.
found like a
They found lots of people.
They found like John Duggar,
Yeah.
Josh Duggar at gmail.com.
Yeah, so he gets busted there, and then fast forward to the most recent thing. It's child porn. He gets caught somehow.
FBI came in on that one.
Yeah, FBI came in.
Did his wife report him?
No.
Or he had something on his computer that
I don't know how
traced.
Oh, I'm sure that they are very aware of websites that certain people get on.
They might be monitoring traffic or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but
So he gets
So
busted
bad.
for CP.
yeah, and so he's awaiting trial right now, and
she's,
he's been.
wife
she's
is
giving
pregnant.
birth this fall with
To
their
22?
Their
like
seventh
seventh
I
child.
thought they had 21 kids.
No, that's the parents. Josh is one of the 21 kids.
Oh, okay.
How is he even allowed?
Why did
around
they get
his
a TV
children
show?
With child
He's not. He's not
They
allowed.
had
He's
21
not
kids.
around.
It was actually pretty good.
No, I thought he only has 7, but
Well, he's
So he had a TV show,
when he was a kid?
yes, and then since he was the oldest, he was the first one to kind of like go out on his own, and he married his wife very young, and
That's what they all do.
he was a lobbyist in DC for a Christian group of some sort. And so he did have a show that followed his life because they were young and they were starting a family, and just to kind of see how they did it. And yeah, then all that came out.
So he is released to he's not allowed to be around his wife or kids.
Makes
But I
sense.
thought
And
I
she
saw
still
it-
stands by
I thought
him,
I
by the
saw
way.
a picture of him
They're
standing
crazy.
next
They're
to
crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe at the maybe at a trial or
Yeah.
something. But he's living with like family friends or something. I think is what I read.
Her. Who would let
God,
them
please say they
live
don't
with
have any
him?
children in the house.
Right? Wow. Well,
We've taken a dark turn.
yeah. I didn't think we'd talk about anything backpacking related, but that's okay.
Oh, somebody brought up Jeffrey Epstein.
You know, I was thinking about Epstein.
Wait,
With the
with the
QAnon,
QAnon
stuff.
stuff.
Oh, we didn't even. I
Well, it's
watched.
like that's what they're gonna do to Brian Laundrie.
Have
if
you
he
seen
gets
the
arrested?
Have you seen the train wreck interview with Bill Gates and the PBS correspondent when they asked him
No.
about his relationship with Epstein? It's bad.
No.
His responses are incredibly stupid. As
John
usual.
Roberts is on Epstein's flight logs. What?
How many times?
27.
27?
No, that was Bill Clinton.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. I did not read any comments.
I saw a photo of Bill and Hillary recently.
I was in the Reno casino
I think that's where I saw it too.
crushing blackjack, and the guy goes, it goes to the dealer, tell me a joke, and she goes, you tell me one first, and he goes, what does Bill say after sex? And he goes, Hillary, I'll be home in 20 minutes. I started laughing. I think that's pretty funny.
That is funny. That's good.
All right, we're
And
gonna
then
wrap.
you started losing after that.
No, I actually won $15.
Did anyone ask any questions like behind
I don't know.
that they
There's
want
a
on you
lot.
guys?
No.
There's a
Did
lot of comments.
dirt on you guys?
There's a lot of comments.
Let me see.
I don't know.
No.
There's got to be some dirt.
We can wrangle them up for next week. Next week, we are going to talk about the trip I just got back from Yosemite.
Oh, wait. Lisa Williams said Josh's wife has been staying with Josh at the supervisor's house. You
She
said-
stand by your man.
She
Stand by your man. She took a vow of marriage.
But all the other kids, a bunch of the other kids are like coming out saying like he's crazy.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
well, they were the girls. A lot of them were
Yeah.
the girls that he had. Oh wow.
The crazy thing too was that, you know, he got his counseling or therapy or whatever, and then he just went right back into the house. So who knows what happened after that?
Mm-hmm.
He sounds like a real piece of shit.
Have you seen him recently? He looks like a real piece of shit.
Yeah, and he's like, he wears like the little pin on his suit, like he's like a congressman or something, and
Like the
yeah,
flag.
Yeah, I was just like, shut up.
I didn't know about any of it. All I know is there was some TV show on TLC. I thought this was the guy who had 21 kids.
See, I'm the prime age for that show.
I
It was
didn't realize
really popular when I was-
that one of the kids on this show got like a spin-off, and that's
Counting
Josh.
on. Well, no, there's another one.
There's been several spinoffs.
Lisa
Some
also
of the other
says
kids.
Counting On featured the Duggar older girls.
Yeah, and they are
Okay.
the ones.
They've moved on.
Yeah.
They don't want anything
A couple of them
to do
have
with the
like
family, I think.
wear pants now.
You're not allowed to
Left-
wear pants?
No,
Like,
and they've cut their hair.
I think I saw
Like you have
a
to wear
preview where
underwear
one of them
only?
was drinking a margarita or something
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Well, doesn't one live in LA?
probably. One married like a professional soccer player. I remember.
all right, we're going to end this here. This has been fun.
You don't want to talk
dishing
about more
dirt.
celebrity gossip.
No, it's been good.
Did you speak about anything outdoors?
Not really, but that's okay. It's fun to do this. We'll be back next weekend, and we will be talking about the outdoors. But it's fun to kind of mix these in.
I'm giving a shout out to my family.
They're in the chat. I saw at least your husband.
I didn't see him.
Yeah, he's in there.
Probably a few drinks in.
He was in there. It's only 6:11 there.
That's true.
He occasionally drinks.
Yeah, Michael, you only occasionally drink.
That's not true.
It's not true.
Occasionally. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you. Any
Yep.
final words? Thanks for joining us. This was fun.
Yep.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anytime. All right.
Yeah.
That's
Go
it.
Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Going to the game
I love
tomorrow.
it. Game day. Yeah, we didn't talk about that. All right.
I'm going to take a nap.
Bye-bye.
Bye.